Brynhildr in the Darkness never ceases to amaze me with each passing episode. So, I just want to get the first thing out of the way, that scene. You probably all know what scene I am talking about, that beginning. Now, this series has pushed it a little bit with its fan service. I just never expected the sexual humor it has in each individual episode. But this episode, I did not expect them to go that far, honestly. I mean, I have no problem. I'm just saying, though, the way they did it, I mean, it was still censored. There was nothing shown. I just did not expect to see that type of fan service in a series at all in a long time. It's very rare getting to see an anime going that far with a main male character and a female character in the series, because you don't see that a lot. You really don't. And for some reason, it helped the character development in that entire scene. Let me explain why it helped character development. Yes, it was meant, I guess, for fan service for fans, but Kazumi as a character, I have grown more attached to her character because she's not one of those standard female characters that's just trying to fan service, show off, all that. Yes, you can actually depict her as a character like that in multiple episodes, which I can agree. But the way you've seen her develop, her character, the reason why she's doing this, I think, personally, is because, as you can see, she truly cares for Murakami. She really cares for him. But I think, honestly, when they use these type of scenes, I feel like they're using death flags. Because this series has a lot of violence, a lot of gore, and we all know a lot of characters die. I mean, we saw our main male character die a couple episodes back, but thankfully he's alive. But still, he technically did die. And so, what I'm getting at is, it might be possible for this to be death flags for Kazumi, because she's such an amazing character. I love her character so much, and we have definitely seen some death flags thrown up on her character a lot. She's being built up as a good character for a long time now. I mean, the way she is, she's literally overshadowing Kuroha as a character. Kazumi is definitely showing more likable personality than Kuroha. I'm not saying Kuroha is a bad character, I'm just saying Kazumi as a character is shining more with her development and how she is than any of the other characters. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. Just that entire scene, it mainly meant how far Kazumi's willing to go, because she realizes that as she is going day by day, she's getting closer and closer to death, and she realizes eventually she's going to die because there's not going to be any pills. I'm guessing that's what she's thinking, and so she's wanting to get all the aspects that she wants to do in her life out of the way, and that's why she's being so aggressive with Murakami in this episode, in past episodes. So that's probably right there. So getting past that, besides that entire beginning scene, that was like, what the fuck? It really was a what the fuck, because I just did not see that coming at all. I'm not going to say it was bad. It actually developed Kazumi's character in some sense, so I'm not even going to down that, okay? So let's move on to the next section. So we get to see that Murakami figures out where the location is on the map on the phone, and he goes to the location, and we find out that it is a church. This church is destroyed and ruined. We don't know exactly the events of what destroyed this church, but I'm going to guess something to do with witches destroyed it, a breakout of a witch, and probably destroyed the entire church. Something along the lines of that, or an experiment. Could be something like that too. But still, we see this church broke down, and Murakami's, dressed up with a hat and glasses. He talks to an old grandma, and then she says she's sorry behind him when he leaves. And when he gets to the church, he's looking at German writing on a wall that has blood underneath it that hints at most likely that's the password on the phone. He gets pretty much interrogated by cops. They're arresting him just for getting on the premises of the grounds. And so I'm guessing, oh god, Murakami's screwed. And the first thing that popped up in my mind at this section is Kana didn't really have any prediction. She didn't have any prediction at the scene, so I wasn't really thinking, okay, Murakami most likely is in the clear or something. That's what I was honestly thinking in that entire scene. But then all of a sudden when you see things going bad, he's getting arrested, he's being dragged and all that, and then you just see, for instance, Kuroha come out of nowhere, blow up the fucking car, you see the car crush him, which was awesome. That animation on that car, oh my god. Okay, so yeah, besides the car getting crushed, I'm kind of crying for the car, because, if a car had feelings, it's probably screaming right now. So besides that one, they get to see that these police officers know what's going on now. They get to see Kuroha in action and see that Kuroha has some form of supernatural powers. And so once this is all over, the logical thing you would think of, most likely the organization up top that made these witches that are doing experiments are going to kill these officers. That's what I thought. But they bring in this other witch that's covered up in bandages and stuff. It reminds me of Lucy from Elven Lied, if anyone remembers that. It reminds me of something like that. And I forget the other girl's name, the 100-hand girl from Elven Lied. But besides that one, I'm just saying that the entire scene with how that was shown, I was like, oh god, this is gonna be bad. I expected to see blood just pouring everywhere. Right at the ending scene, I expected heads to go flying and all that on the police officers. But instead, when, she raises her head, all the police officers' memories get, I guess, erased and get completely changed. Like, she manipulates memories. And so, I like that entire scene. It was a really good scene. It shows that the reason how this organization up top is able to control lower sections of government, like police officers, is because it's erasing everybody's memory to suit their needs. And that's most likely why they got the entire story of why these witches with harnesses are terrorists. They're erasing their memory and manipulating all the lower forms of government. So right there, that's scary. But at the same time, I wonder what exactly will happen if this girl, I'm guessing she's going to be an S-class or something, most likely with her type of power, because she didn't hang up when she used that ability, if you think about it. She could have multiple abilities hid underneath besides just, manipulating people's memories. But the last scene of this episode, most people look at that last scene as like, what the fuck, is this fan service? Now, there's one thing I have noticed about this series. It does have fan service, and it does have a lot of it, as we see in the beginning part of this episode. But the fan service entitled at the end of this episode, let me explain about that fan service if you didn't technically understand what was going on. I mean, it was obvious, but I'll explain if someone really didn't understand it. Pretty much that girl, we don't know her name yet, but that girl, when she did that, it was to draw everybody's attention towards her, and I'm guessing when she activated her eyes, you see her eyes starting to glow, that's her ability to where she can manipulate everybody's memories or read their minds or something. That's how she's finding out information on Murakami and the other witches. So right there, interesting ability, definitely scary, and I wonder how the next episode's gonna be. And do you feel like Kazumi He's had a lot of death flags these last couple episodes? And everybody, tell me your thoughts on this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What's your favorite moments about it? I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.